Well, I'm here with Hot Rod Ted, and we have got some exciting news, don't we?
Yeah, we jumped into it again.
Yeah, we had so much fun back in October, we decided we was going to do it again.
And add more to it.
And add more. So mark your calendars for the first Saturday in May for the Old School Showdown Car Show and Swap Meet. Gonna have a good time, ain't we?
We are.
Now, we highly recommend you pre-register for the show. Spots are filling up quick. We've got a lot of sponsors too on hand for this.
We did this time.
We really appreciate the sponsors that have come on board with us. It really means a lot, and it really helps put this thing on, really.
It shows community backing us.
It really does. So come on out and have a good time with us on the first Saturday of May. And keep up with our Facebook page too, because we'll be posting. The flyer will be coming out soon, and you can find the flyer there and all the information for that show. Happy New Year, everybody. We are out and about on the back roads. It's a beautiful day here in Tennessee, and I can't think of a better way to kick off the new year other than taking a cruise. I can't believe how nice of a day it is.
Yes, I know, but I'm really just glad it isn't bitter cold.
It is a little cold, but you know it's winter. Other than that, it's a beautiful day, perfect for riding around. There's nothing else I like better to do than just to take a ride on a back road in one of these old cars, enjoying the day, the scenery, and everything it has to offer in our area.
Definitely some beautiful country up here.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty places in Tennessee. I'm looking forward to car show season coming up.
Yep.
We have some winter stuff coming up real soon. Cabin Fever's next weekend in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm looking forward to that.
We'll be there bringing everyone coverage of that.
I don't know, but I've been told, which don't mean nothing, but I have been told, it's rumored, that this potentially could be the last Cabin Fever going forward. I think the guy's going to retire. It's what I've been told, but that's hearsay right now, but I wouldn't want to miss it in case it is the last Cabin Fever. Show's been around for a long time. There's a lot of other shows coming up actually in January. This is a busy month, oddly enough, for car-related activities in Tennessee. Next weekend you have Motorama in Lebanon, Tennessee, and the Chattanooga show is also next weekend. So definitely a lot of things going on. And then we also have at least one swap meet in Gray, Tennessee. That's also coming up. And Winter Angels in White Pine is also coming up. It's an indoor show too. They normally have a big turnout. We tried to get up there last year, but the weather kind of got in the way of that. Well, hopefully we'll be out cruising the wagon like this next year.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, I can tell you it's going to end up being a war when we go to a cruise, because one of us is going to want to take the wagon, one of us is going to want to take the 60, we both want to take the Cadillac, and we can't take them all at once.
Well, I have a feeling we will no longer be riding together.
Yeah, we'll be riding together. We'll just have to pick and choose what we take. But realistically though, when you start thinking about taking these cars to car shows, there's certain shows that I want the 60 at, and there's certain shows where I want to drive the 55, and when I want to make a big impression, I'll get out the Cadillac. I get out the heavy hitter when we want to make an impression. There's no better way than getting out the old DeVille and rolling in somewhere. Everybody just loves that car. It's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
This is Rutledge, Tennessee.
Rutledge, Tennessee is a very small town in East Tennessee.
The Cup and Saucer is a really good restaurant. Good place to eat right there. Local food. That's something that Knoxville doesn't have a lot of anymore, your mom and pop restaurants. Everything anymore, though, everywhere you go is just so commercialized.
Yeah, they have excellent food. If you've never been, I would highly recommend.
Now we're coming up on the red light in Rutledge. It's the only red light in Rutledge.
Yep.
I believe that building right there on the right that's an old jail, isn't it?
I don't know that much about Rutledge history.
Well, right here says Rutledge Depot, and you can tell by the building that these buildings are really old. No, the jail was right down the hill there. Hey guys, I'd like to take a quick minute here to really thank Duels Automotive here in Rutledge, Tennessee for sponsoring our car show. These guys have a vast variety of auto parts. They do some service work here. They're locally owned, and these are the type of guys that I like to support. People in the community. So check them out. If you're in Knoxville or any of the surrounding areas and you need a part, give Duels a call. Now we're in Blaine, Tennessee.
We do a lot of things in Blaine.
We do. They're building a new part of Blaine down here where they have obviously put Food City, Waffle House, Taco Bell, but it's very small.
It's growing.
It is growing. You know, a lot of people are moving into the area from other places around the country. And a lot of houses being built. I guess that's progress. You know, I've been coming to Blaine all my life, and I had family that lived here, there, and used to be a restaurant called Breeden's back there. I miss it. I really, really miss Breeden's. And it's still kind of strange to me to go through Blaine and not see the old IGA there either. We're turning off of 11W now, and if you are in the area or familiar, or if you ain't, this right here is the road that will take you to House Mountain. Not really a lot there. They have a full-on picnic area and stuff like that.
Hiking trails. There's hiking trails up on House Mountain. I've never hiked there.
No, I've not either. I've got friends who have, and always heard that it's a real nice hike up through there. But you've got to be aware there are bears. We are in Tennessee, and there's bears in other places of Tennessee rather than just Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and the Great Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of just around here.
If you come to Eastern Tennessee, you're not from here, you're probably coming to go to Dollywood or Gatlinburg or the attractions in Pigeon Forge. They're not the only areas in Tennessee that have bears, and if you see a bear, please don't try and pet it.
Do not do that.
And I mean, that sounds funny to say, but how many times have we heard on the local news someone trying to touch a bear in Gatlinburg?
We hear that a lot.
Now, if we would have stayed on 11W instead of turning off, we would have passed in about maybe a half a mile. There used to be an old drive-in movie theater. Now the movie theater that was there before is gone. But I know someone that has an interesting story about that drive-in movie theater, and that would be Hot Rod Ted. He remembers the drive-in theater, there, and actually he has a couple of stories about it. There used to be a lot of stuff in this area that's just not here anymore, and I don't know, down home style restaurants that used to be here are gone. Mom and pop places, mom and pop grocery stores, all these things are just passing away with the wind anymore. I mean, they're really getting scarce.
Yeah, especially the grocery stores. I don't even know if I know of any left.
I do remember that one in Four-Way Inn, Dixie Star.
Yes, Dixie Star.
And that was in big, beautiful Four-Way Inn, Tennessee. Yep, I remember going there as a kid. They still had the old wooden floors in the building.
I don't necessarily remember the floors, but didn't they serve like fried chicken or something at checkout? What was that? Because there was something under heat lamps. You remember?
We're going way back in time. I mean, I don't really remember that, but I do remember the store. I do remember the floors. I can remember the creaks when I walked on them as a young child.
Yeah, we're going back to like, what, the mid-'80s? But maybe, I don't know exactly when they closed.
Well, I remember that place specifically because I remember as a child listening to those floors creak when you walked across them.
Right. And they had that old style door, too. I remember that as you come in the store.
Those places are very scarce now, and really it's a shame because it's history.
Well, where I grew up more in Strawberry Plains. And we had a store called Thorngrove Trading Center, which we all called Bill Lee's because that's who owned it. He knew everybody's name. You could get everything from canned food to cigarettes to a bologna sandwich in that store. And even now, when I go by there, I mean, you expect it to be there and to be open, but you know, it's long gone.
Well, I mean, even when I still go to Four-Way Inn now, I can still see Dixie Star sitting over there. And a few of the businesses are still there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, next to Stormer's Hardware. Now, Stormer's Hardware is still there. I go to Stormer's Hardware quite a bit. I really enjoy being able to still go in there and buy things I need. I know the owner and the family of that specific hardware store pretty much all my life. They're great people, and they've been tremendous in this community. And that's one thing a lot of people don't realize too, when you start thinking about all these old-time country places or mom and pop places. They really had a big impact on the community.
Oh, definitely.
You don't necessarily see Walmart's impact on the community other than the convenience of buying goods quickly.
Right.
I could ride around in this 60 Bel Air and talk about this kind of thing until people just told me to shut up. I really miss those places. I really wish there were a lot more of them. That to me is truly Americana right there.
And we were lucky enough to grow up in a time that we still had those things.
Well, you know, our generation is the last generation that will ever experience that. In my opinion, I can't ever see going back. Today's cars are so different than the cars like this 60. You're never going to see cars like this 60 on the road or built. Again, the style and class that the makers put into these cars. I mean, it was a lot of effort into the way the car looked to entice people to buy it. You'll never see that again. The muscle car era, that's gone. You know that we'll never be back to that. You got a little taste of it when they started bringing back the Challenger, the Charger, and the Camaro, and the Mustang, but it's just not the same.
No, it's not the same.
No, I mean, you get a lot of power, and that's what they're designed for, is power. And you feel a certain type of way when you're driving a car like that, but the feeling isn't what it would be in like a 70 Chevelle big block 4-speed car. You pull off the line with your foot on the floor and you bang through those gears, that feeling's not like what you get out of one of these newer cars. And that's something that I particularly miss, and I'm not a muscle car person.
No, you're not.
I am an antique car person.
Yeah, does it bother you, like, Axel, he's 14 now. So his generation calls our stuff vintage. Does that bother you? Like, he doesn't say antique car, he says vintage.
No, it doesn't bother me. I mean, well, I guess it's just one of those things, when me and you were young, we thought cars and stuff were just ancient.
But when we were young, an antique car was like 1940s.
In the early 80s, I can still remember seeing these big block cars, and they were still pretty common. Back in the 80s, when you went to a car show, you went to see street rods, right? And those were early 30s and 40s cars, and of course the Tri-5s were always popular.
Yep.
They were not as prevalent or as popular as what they are now. The street rod stuff kind of faded away for a little while, and now it's starting to come back. And I just love seeing them. I love those 30s and 40 model cars, and I absolutely love the 50s.
Right, but you don't see them like you used to.
You don't see cars in yards that you can pick up and buy. Back in my day when I was coming up, you could buy a car for $500 and drive it home. You ain't going to do that now.
No.
And if you're talking about an old antique car, no matter what it is, $500 is just going to buy you a 5-gallon bucket of rust nowadays.
$500 today might buy you a car part.
It's funny, National Street Rodders was the first car show I ever went to, and that's probably where I credit getting this car bug. All those years ago, I can remember as a child at those shows looking around and just thinking, wow, one day I'm going to be riding in here in one of those cars.
I was more like a Dukes of Hazzard fanatic. I loved their cars. Every one of them, just all of them. Even as a young kid. And of course, my uncle always had Mustangs.
And he's got some great F-100s now. And how about Boss Hogg's Cadillac?
Oh, that Cadillac.
And of course the Charger.
And I'm not a Jeep person, but I always liked Daisy's Jeep. I always liked that tow truck too. I didn't have a favorite. I just definitely liked them all.
Well, that's something else that's become a thing in the past. TV shows like Dukes of Hazzard. I started thinking about it. You had the A-Team, you had Knight Rider. I mean, I was fans of all those shows, and they all had great cars. And a lot of great movies with great cars in that era, too.
Yeah, that's true.
We're kind of dating ourselves in this video.
We are. I had the Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox, the thermos, the watch, all the cars.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of A-Team stuff. I love the A-Team.
I even had the bed sheets. I mean, if it was Dukes of Hazzard, I had it.
Some of that stuff now is worth quite a bit of money.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, I guess we'll head back now.
Yeah, it's been a really nice day. Good way to start the new year off, for sure.
It wasn't reflected in the video, but we've been out over 3 hours now.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's going to do it for us this New Year's. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up this year, so you're going to want to stay tuned to our Facebook page for everything coming up. Car shows, swap meets, cruise-ins, all the good stuff. And from all of us here at Long and Low, we wish everyone a blessed and happy 2026. And I guess that's going to do it for now. Time to go eat some black-eyed peas. We'll catch you guys next time. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you then.